this Fox Forward.
It is great to say hello to Kelly Accetta, a North Texan now for nearly 25 years, but she travels all over the world, speaking, coaching, offering training to women on how to achieve what they really want in life. And in her new book, she offers all the insight she's accumulated over her professional life to help her fellow females get rid of the obstacles that are standing in the way of success. Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me.
We want to show everybody the book. It's called How to Defuse the Landmines We Plant in Our Lives. It's a relatively short book, gets right to the point. The book is divided into 12 chapters, each examining a different landmine. We'll cover a few of them. Victim mentality. Okay, what do you want to say about that?
Well, you know, when we're faced with everything that goes on in our life every day, some things are great, some things are bad. And when the bad things happen, we have the choice to decide whether we're going to be a victim or a victor in everything that we do every day.
The landmine known as gossip. Now, we know intellectually anyway, the corrosive effects of gossip, but you say it is something that should be taken very, very seriously and eradicated.
Yes, absolutely. It seems like it's innocuous and not a big deal, but when that gossip gets back to the person who you were talking about, and it will, it always does, and once that happens, bam, that landmine blows up in your life. You've fractured friendships. You've fractured relationships. What if it's a boss? What if it's somebody that you work for? How do you repair that? How do you build back that trust with somebody? Maybe you've been gossiping about your husband. And a lot of women do this, and they don't see the damage that it could cause if the husband ever got wind or heard back some of the things that we say about our husbands would be horrible.
These mental habits that you delve into, the landmines, one thing about them is they are stubborn. They're hard to get rid of, but you're aware of that, and you offer specific strategies.
Yes, there are exercises in the book. The book is a book and a workbook at the same time, and it's just like any other habit, that we know that we need to change. Once we make that decision to change and take action, eventually we can substitute a bad habit with a good habit.
And a few quick thoughts on bitterness and unforgiveness, one of the landmines.
Yes, bitterness and unforgiveness, they actually share a chapter because I call it a double-headed monster, because they go hand in hand. Your bitterness will feed the unforgiveness. Your unforgiveness will feed the bitterness, and it will blow up each and every one of the other landmines, the insecurity landmine, the comparison landmine. When someone wrongs us, we want to hold on to that, and somehow we think that we're hurting that person by holding on to that anger, when in reality, and there's studies all over that prove when we hold on to anger and unforgiveness that we actually do physical harm to ourselves, but also we harm ourselves emotionally, mentally, spiritually, every way.
Kelly Accetta, much wisdom. Okay, Kelly's book, How to Defuse the Landmines We Plant in Our Lives. About 130 pages, a fast read that can have lasting effects. Thank you so much for the chat.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Kelly also has a website with more information. We've got a link to that site. Just go to fox4news.com, click on About Us, and then